My project is on the antibacterial effect of apple cider vinegar on Staphylococcus and on the human epidermal microbiome. On social media, there's a lot of false advertisement of natural medical remedies advertised towards young people who can be easily tricked into buying these products. One such product is apple cider vinegar, which I have seen circuit social media sites multiple times with claims that it can solve certain skin ailments. Here are some examples. As a skepticist, I was curious whether these claims had any merit. I've taken biology courses at Greens Farms Academy, and I also took a global online academy course over the summer about solving medical cases. These courses gave me most of the background knowledge that I needed to use to create this project. I mostly used the guiding question, how can I prove whether social media alternative medicine trends have merit, and also discover whether apple cider vinegar is a safe and effective antibiotic. This project's journey began this past summer, where I took an elective course in research and experimental design. That workshop enabled me to take an inquiry in science research this year. My project and idea were completely self-directed and mentored and supervised for safety by our research director here at GFA, Dr. Freeman. My experiments began in December of 2022, and I will conclude gathering data in January or February of 2023. My project was mostly based off of two experiments. Lydia Liu's testing of apple cider vinegar soaks on the microbiome of those with atopic dermatitis, also known as eczema, and Darshna Yagnik's testing of apple cider vinegar's ability to eradicate Staphylococcus aureus and resistant E. coli. This experiment builds on these past experiments because it is combining the methods of them by having two parts of the experiment, one that is in vitro and a subsequent in vivo experiment. The in vitro experiment does not just test on pathogenic bacteria, as Yagnik's does, it also tests on commensal bacteria in order to observe whether it eradicates only unwanted bacteria or disrupts the microbiome by also killing commensal bacteria. The in vivo experiment expands on the apple cider vinegar soaks and microbiome testing method by changing the dilution, by observing which dilution of apple cider vinegar most effectively kills bacteria in the foremost experiment, and then using the results to determine which dilution will be used for the in vivo testing. While I have luckily not run into many errors while executing this experiment, two small issues that I ran into were both during the creation of this experiment. First, designing an experiment that included data on both the safety and the efficacy of apple cider vinegar was difficult to create. However, I eventually decided to create the methods using two subsequent experiments, which solved this problem. Next was the issue of needing to test on humans to include my interest in how apple cider vinegar affects the microbiome. Human testing is not allowed, but I was able to design the experiment with just testing on myself by testing on one arm and using the other as a control. Thank you for your time and consideration.